Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Virgo, and of course, always a big welcome to those signs that felt like this constellation has a message for them as well. The Sun is in Leo, and Leo is getting the Sun. Leo is giving its light to you, my dear Virgo, in the moon. We just had a new moon in Leo, and so the moon is again getting bigger. It's at the beginning, so there's not a lot of light coming from Leo. Nevertheless, you coming out of a big, deep funk, because I felt it myself. The new moon of Leo was quite intense for me. But the message is that we keep looking for the light. We keep looking either for the star or the sun, which is a star. It's a dwarf star. And the search continues, right? We never stop because everything is spinning. Everything is continuously changing. And this moment exists only once a year. Until next year, you have that moment again. Now I'm doing these readings because I'm creating myself the tarot, and I mix it with yoga positions. So here for Leo I have Simhasana, the lion breath, the exhale, that infinite A that is above the head of this beautiful virgin lady that is taming the wild side within her. And for you, I have mountain pose with Namaste in front of the heart. You looking at your future self, and the future self is looking at the past self. Your last reading, where the sun was in Cancer, the message was, no matter how much you've been hurt, you continue the path of self-love. You had the Empress, you had the Magician, and the Nine of Wands, speaking about a pain, a hurt, and nevertheless, you feel the strength now to continue. This strength comes from the sun that's highlighting the moon that is waxing in your sign. The court card that is connected to you is the Knight of Pentacles. If your birthday is between the August 13 and September 11, this is your court card. If not, look in the description below. I have listed all the court cards and of course all the cards that I'm using here in this spread in the description below. I'm using 22 cards, different ones, oracle cards, tarot cards. I'm having a story also told here from the tarot itself, because I'm studying the tarot for my own deck, and so it's very beautiful to see how they interact, even though it's sometimes 600 years in between. Beginning with the Visconti Sforza Tarot, the Ten of Swords. Intense moment that is speaking about a moment of the dark night of the soul on the position of the Fool. And the Fool is looking in this direction, and in the month of Cancer I got the message that I have to read the cards, particularly the major arcana, from right to left. And reading from right to left means that you read from a state of being, a state of right brain, which is the intuitive brain, to the left. And the only people that do that is the Jewish people. They write and read from right to left. Now the Visconti Sforza Tarot was created 1450, and the story goes that the Viscontis had a daughter, the Sforzas had a son, and money married power, and love was not always given, but the two arranged themselves really well, and here we see the result. They created, after a 10-year marriage, a tarot deck that I'm holding in my hands right now. And the pattern that you can see here of the 10 of Swords with 16 green dots, 4 times 4 is 16. Now 16 could be the position of the Tower, or 16 can be the 16 court cards. A lot of people in your life, a lot of mental intensity that speaks about Sun in Gemini, that speaks about the dark night of the soul, but the dawn is coming. It's over. It's the 1 and the 0. And on the 0 with the Fool, something new can begin, and it is the Star. The Age of Aquarius is coming. A lot of mentalness that has brought a certain liberation to you in the Age of Aquarius, here on the position of the Magician. The Age of Aquarius, that next age that is upon us, coming reversed in its spin. The Earth does this wobble, and the wobble lasts 25,850 years. And of course it goes to the left, and that's why also we read to the left the major arcanas. And so here it comes, the Age of Aquarius. Oswald Wirth, he painted only the 22 major arcanas, and his cards were used in the Kabbalistic Rose Cross order that was formed 1888 in France. Italian cards and French cards. Les Étoiles, the number 17 and 8. Hope is here, the star above her. Hope to overcome the material, the square, to overcome and to now pour the water, the golden and the silver cup, back into the water and back on land. A new age is dawning, a new age is coming to us. And you are seeing that, you are knowing that, and you know that that is a very strong sign. And on the position of the High Priestess comes the universe. And the universe is speaking about the universe. The universe is speaking to us all the time. We can call God the universe. And here it's saying the great one of the night of time. The card number 21, the world. And so here the Hermetic Tarot, which was used in the Order of the Golden Dawn, that was formed 1888 in England. Exactly, 2 major numbers. 1888, 3 times the 8. It's almost like speaking about, yes, they knew around back then, yes, we need to create the order of the Kabbalistic Rose Cross order and the Brotherhood of the Golden Dawn. And we use this date as a very significant sign. So the universe knows that everything is spinning to the left, that the state of beingness comes from right to left. The world, the universe. And it's somehow clear to you because the High Priestess knows those things. She is connected deeply with these cycles, and here you are, getting the information, getting the yes, you know about that. On the position of the Empress comes Cancer, the Chariot. And so the Chariot speaks about a success to go out there and to see what it is that you want to achieve as that important number 3, Bina, or, you know, the chakra energy, the power of the number 3. And so out of this order comes Arthur Wade. He learned in this order and then stepped out and created his deck 1920 and revolutionized it because he placed in the minor arcanas people so that it was easier to read. And yes, you are now successfully going out into the world and wanting to know what else you can achieve here. No matter what age you have, you want to achieve, you want to be successful, because the number 3 is a very successful number. It's the number of the next generation. It's the number of the triangle. And it's this point that he leads this triangle with his third eye. He leads his left hand and his right hand. And it's in this month that I got the message, read from right to left. On the position of the Emperor comes Aleister Crowley. And Aleister Crowley was as well in the Order of the Golden Dawn. So these two men come out of a very important brotherhood, a secret brotherhood. And here comes the 2 of coins, the infinite change, the infinite cycle of yin and yang, spinning into opposite directions, the snake that is biting in its tail. And the message that he brought into the world was that his cards were published only 22 years after his death. And we have 22 major arcanas. So numbers are important. Numbers mark a very interesting and important moment in time and space. Double numbers, triple numbers, however far you want to go. The message in the end is always between 1 and 9, and then the 10 gets calculated together. It's again a new one. 3 times the 8 is speaking about the Earth star that you have here on the position of the Magician. So you have a 1 and an 8 already, which then creates a 9, which is connected with your card. And then comes on the position of the Hierophant Salvador Dali, a Spanish painter who studied very much Aleister Crowley. 1970, the world. I mean, you have twice the world framing the infinite snake, the symbol of constant shift and change. Change is the one thing that is constant. And here in Salvador Dali, we can see the 3 graces: love, hope, and belief. And in this square, in this material world, the sorrow that we have to overcome. So a 3/3 portal speaking to you. A 3/3 portal framing the two. To get out of this loop, you have to get into the 3. You have to get into the observer. You have to go into the universe. You have to go into the world. You have to go into the eagle perspective to see from above down how everything comes and goes. On the position of the Lovers comes the Golden Dawn Tarot, which was then created, but only published 1978. It was created in the order of the Golden Dawn. They used the Hermetic Tarot because the Hermetic principles are very clear, very strong principles. And so here we have the Princess of Cups. And the Princess of Cups are the pages. And Cups is the love, is that new love that comes through the new generation. On the position of Gemini, on the position of self-love, comes a young generation that is already handling love in a completely different way. The Lovers is always that moment where people say, well, you are gonna get now the partner of your life. You know who the partner of your life? You. In my reading. And so you can discover your own love through the new generation that is inspiring us to see things from a completely different perspective. On the position of Cancer, of the Chariot, comes Hermann Handel, the number 5, the 5 of Pentacles. And Hermann Handel is a German artist, also a very interesting story. He was captured in World War II and saved by a Jewish soldier. So that marked him, and his major arcanas have the Jewish alphabet and the rune alphabet as that reconciliation between what happened in World War II. And he put the I Ching everywhere. The 5 of Pentacles speaks always about Mercury in Taurus. Now the 2 of Pentacles speaks about Jupiter in Capricorn. Calculated together, you have 5 and 2, 7 coins. And 7 coins is the strength, to have the strength to look back and to realize, yeah, everything is coming, nothing stays. No matter how much I hold on to money, money has to flow, money has to shift and move. It has to be brought to people all the time. Nothing stays always the same. And here they're floating in the air. And it's almost like it's saying, okay, so what is it that you want? What is it that you want with the success of the Chariot? A success, a financial success, an emotional success. What kind of success do you want? And the young generation is showing you maybe there is a different success now to be achieved. Then on the position of Leo, where the sun is right now, comes the Medicine Woman, Native Indian cards, 1985, 1988, exactly 100 years later. And of course here it's the biggest gap, right? There are cards in between, but I haven't really found anyone that I want to buy and include now. So the 4 of Cups, which is Moon in Cancer. Moon in Cancer speaks always about that you have to become the cup. You have 3 cups, and now you give this cup, the cup that you are yourself, form. You can give form to love, like the new generation, like the princess. Give form to love and know that then love will always be fulfilled through the strength that you find within yourself, to find that the wild side is that wild spark that we all need to start a project, to start something. And then on your position comes the 6 of Pentacles. So you have 2 Pentacles, and 5 are 7, and another 6 then are 13 Pentacles. 13 is the number 4, and the number 4 is the Emperor. And the 6 of Pentacles always speaks about giving and taking, knowing and understanding that ever change, that you have realized here everything is in change, in shift, and you cannot stop it. You can only work with it. If you know it, you know that when you give, you will again also get. One day you this hand and another day you that hand. And that's what love is all about. Right? Love is that moment where you know when you give form to love, then love will shift and be expressed in many different ways. Now I would like to place you here. It's almost like the second row. It's kind of like the present moment. Nevertheless, for me, it's a path. And you're looking back at the time that's saying, well, back then, when I planted those seeds, maybe, you know, I had everything I always wanted. And now you nostalgically looking in that direction, but it's better for you to turn this way. Don't look that way. Look at this way. Do it like the Jewish do it. Right? Go from right to left. Don't go from left to right. It's an illusion. From right to left is an inner state, is from the intuition to the logic, not from the logic to the intuition. And then comes, on the position of the Wheel of Fortune, comes this beautiful lady. The number 9, the rose garden. Then the wheel will turn, then everything will come back to you. The 9, right? Then the 9 comes to you and will help you to understand that everything comes at one point. You are this caterpillar and then you become the butterfly. You are yourself the leaf and you hold the rose within your arms. You understand the secret of life is that everything is in fluctuation, everything is in a shift, everything is changing. On the position of Justice comes the 10 of Cups. Then you can be really happy. Then Mars in Pisces comes with the 10 of Cups. Then you can realize that, yes, with this 10, you can help this 10 to be gone. Then you can turn every sword, every thought here into a cup, into a new beginning, into something that is spinning again, something that is shifting again. Because I mean, here comes the number 11, here comes Libra, and then you see this couple here really being happy, really being excited, looking at the next generation, looking at the child, looking at the number 3. Looking at the universe, because the universe is the 3. Looking at the 3 graces, because the 3 graces are those things worth living for. love, hope, and belief. Yeah? And then on the position of the Hanged Man is when we let go comes this beautiful stone. It's called Labradorite, the 28, another 10, a 10-10. Because when we let go, when we really let go, we then bring our head into the earth. It's almost like you're doing a headstand. And when you do a headstand, you are realizing that the earth, the mineral kingdom, is supporting you with these beautiful stones. And these stones are here to give you power. So you have 3 times 10 now. Knowing the inner magic, the mysterium, and the synchronicities, and help from unexpected sources. For the understanding that the 10-10-10 portal is 3 times the 10, 3 times a cycle that you go through, understanding the mental, understanding the emotional, and understanding the material kingdom. Right? And then on the position of death comes the eagle. Like I said, then you watch from the eagle position things shifting and changing. Things really you letting go, and the shamanic work is the eagle, is the 7th chakra, even higher is the 9th chakra, is the completion. You then become the eagle. And of course the number 4 on this position here, right, this becomes the 13, becomes a 4, is showing you that everything is coming and going where the emperor is, the number 2. And the position here is the number 16, which is a 7. Now you don't have another 7, you have a 7 in the stars, 1 and 7, which is the 8. And you have the 7 coins, but you also have the 6, so it's not really working, right? So it stands by itself. This 7 is the higher consciousness that's knowing I can transform, I can change, I can really, really shift and have unexpected help coming down to me. So that then on the position of temperance, the guardian angel comes true love, the ace of love, the ace of water. The guardian angel that is speaking about you knowing that you are the pearl, you are the seahorse, the only male animal that is giving birth to the children, to the babies. Right? There is a beauty then here in this whole picture of knowing that you are the pearl, you are the angel, you are that center, that white, you are that special energy, always. From there we go into the position of the devil. Comes the Empress, the number 3. Here on the position of the devil, the number 15, which is a 6. And the 3 fits 2 times, the 2 people that are attached here. You're learning to detach yourself. And it's very interesting how she's holding here in her left hand the pomegranate and in her right the banana. The sexual organs of the male and the female, respectively. The 2 leaves up here, and of course here again the leaf. The leaf, the 2 leaves, her head is the leaf, is the 3rd leaf. So the number 3 is that empowerment. The number 3 is finding in the hexagram the triangle is pointing up and the triangle is pointing down. So to overcome the devil, which is usually always connected to the female, it's like Eve is the one that seduces the male to come down from the spiritual, from the highest down to the darkest. It's nothing negative about it. It's the cycle that we must go through. It's normal. The spiritual wants to come down and the material wants to go up. Here she lies and seduces you. But on the position of the tower comes the snake again. The snake that has come here. On the position of the emperor, the infinite cycle. Now here comes the flower of life. All creations are possible through the creative sparks, through the sexual energy. And yes, this is an orgasm for me. It's the second chakra, because from here, the number 15, we go 7 steps to the world card. And the second one is the second chakra. And so the tower, losing the crown, losing this materialness, is giving you new opportunities to create things. And then on the position of the star, which you have on the position of the magician, comes the Ace of Swords. So that one sword, that one thought is left, the one thought that knows what to do, right? That knows that everything spirals inwards, but everything also spirals outwards. The mind creates these connections, and here you are knowing that the age of Aquarius is coming into our heads, because it's an air sign, and so the mental aspect is going to be challenged for the next 2,150 years. And then on the position of the moon comes the shaman's dream oracle. The number 34, a 7. A 7 that gives you now a 7-7 portal. And the 7-7 portal is saying, yes, there is an overflow if you are going into eagle position. There is always an overflow. If you know that when you let go of the physical, the next cycle begins, everything continues to spin, everything continues to create, the head bites into its tail, everything is constantly spinning, everything is constantly recreating itself. And here it's an overflow, it's an overwhelm, and a plenty that is then coming to you, understanding the 7-7 portal. Powerful. Your reading is powerful. You just need to really know what to do on certain cards to remember always that it's within. The power is always within. The spiral goes infinitely small and the spiral goes infinitely big. Because the moon is waking over our dreams, so start dreaming of overflow. Start dreaming of everything is constantly shifting. So that then on the position of the sun, the number 29 comes the water, the ace, the love, right? Always the ace of cups. Always the 4 of cups, giving form to love. Pouring the cups out like she does in the Aquarius. She's not a water sign, right? Everybody thinks Aquarius is a water sign. It's not. It's an air sign. And so here you start realizing in the position of the sun that things are recreated. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 birds flying out of this woman that you're creating because it's flowing. The moon that governs the water, and the sun that is now governing you in the 6, as the position of knowing that the 6 is that holy number of the Star of David or the hexagram, and that's when we create again and again. So that then on the position of the judgment comes that 1 bird down to you. You have 6 that go up, but 1 goes over, which then makes it 7 birds. And the 7 birds the 7th bird speaks about perfectionism. Be content to know perfection as a distant utopian goal to which we journey but never arrive. The number 33. Now here the 29 becomes an 11. And 11 is a portal, 2 times 1, but you also got the ace. You got another 1. 3 times the 1. 3 times the 1, 3 times the Empress, 3 times growing, 3 times knowing the 3 graces, right? And you have 2 times the 21, which is 2 times the 3. So you have a 3, 3, 3 portal. The other way around, right? It's still, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm not going from left to right, I'm going from right to left. It's not easy. 3 times the 3, 3, 3, 3, the power to know that you have power within you in the 3, within recreating the next generation. So 3 times 3, and now another 3, 3 is 5 times 3. The power to speak your truth, the power to speak and recreate new things. Because if you do that, then on the position of the world comes Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. Then magically you create an 8, 8 with this 3 times the 8 portal. Then you are like that secret society that created 1888, their brotherhood. Now you have an 8 here, right? So you have an 8, 8 portal, because Leo is opposite of the age of Aquarius. If we incorporate the opposite sign, very important, the more we incorporate the opposite sign, the more we understand that this is then the inner alchemical transformation of duality. This is this infinite shifting and changing of the Aurobindo snake. This is then bringing you infinite potential to you. And then you know that you can create and create and create in this new age, whatever it is you want, because you have the world here, the 3, and you had 2 times the world, and you create, and you have 2 times now the age of Aquarius. And if I put it together, the way they came up, it's like this. Look at this. The 8-8 is framing the 3-3 portal. 16, now 8-8, creates 16. And of course, with the other 8, it creates 24. And here 3-3 creates the 6th. The magic that you hold, the magic that you hold in your hands, which is the lantern where the star is in, and the star is here. You holding the star, you got the star twice, you know now that something very special is happening. That something important is speaking to you through this reading. The Age of Aquarius is speaking to you, and you gotta listen. You gotta really listen, because this message is very important. Even though things fall apart, you can rebuild again and again. Wow, what a message. I mean, this is really, really clear and really powerful. And yeah, it's a sign. It's really a sign that 3 times the 8 and 5 times the 3 is speaking to you. So clearly this month is an important month for you. It's a successful month, highlighting you. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because then the earth is turning in such a way that when we look at the sun, we see behind it the constellation Virgo. This is where you get your new moon, and in your new moon you are able to plant a seed. Planting a seed, knowing that it will continue, knowing that the spin continues, knowing that the cycle continues again and again. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.